In the 80th chapter of the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu presents a vision of an ideal society that is strikingly relevant to the contemporary world. The chapter describes a utopia characterized by simplicity, contentment, and harmony with nature. In the Tao Te Ching we read, "The ideal society would be small, with a modest population and enough resource to amass an army, yet no recourse to deploy it. They would value their lives so much that they would see no reason to venture from home. They would maintain vessels, but have little occasion to ride them. They would store weapons, but have little occasion to exhibit them. They would return to the old ways of doing things, enjoying their food, taking pride in their appearance, feeling secure in their homes, and venerating the simple life. Neighboring villages would stand in plain view, yet the people would happily pass their whole lives without ever having bothered to go visit." In this vision, Lao Tzu describes a sort of utopia characterized by simplicity, contentment, and harmony with nature. This chapter not only serves as a poetic manifesto for a way of living that transcends materialism and conflict, but also offers a blueprint for resistance against the overreach of technocratic and authoritarian structures. The emphasis on returning to the old ways of doing things highlights a deep appreciation for the simple pleasures of life. Savoring food, taking pride in appearance, feeling secure at home, and cherishing the simple life. This stands in stark contrast to the values of modern society, which often prioritizes ambition, consumption, and technological advancement. The concept of small, self-sufficient communities as a form of resistance has historical precedents. During World War II, various resistance movements created underground networks and communities that operated parallel to the fascist regimes in occupied countries. These networks provided support, information, and a sense of community and resistance against oppressive governments. In the modern context, the idea of small Taoist communities or Taotopias could serve a similar purpose. They could offer an alternative way of living that emphasizes simplicity, contentment, and harmony with nature, as opposed to the materialism and competition often seen in mainstream society. By creating self-sufficient communities that prioritize well-being and spiritual values, these Taotopias could act as a form of resistance against the overreach of technocratic and authoritarian structures. The Amish community provides an interesting example of a group that has successfully maintained its values and way of life despite the pressures of modern society. They prioritize community, simplicity, and a rejection of certain modern technologies, which allows them to live in accordance with their beliefs. Similarly, Taotopias could focus on creating sustainable, self-reliant communities that uphold the principles of Taoism, offering a peaceful and meaningful alternative to the chaos of the contemporary world. In conclusion, Chapter 80 of the Tao Te Ching presents a vision of a Taoist utopia that is not only a poetic ideal, but also a practical blueprint for living in the modern world. By embracing the principles outlined in this chapter, we can create small, self-sufficient communities that serve as a form of resistance against the overreach of technocratic and authoritarian structures. In doing so, we preserve and promote spiritual and philosophical values in an increasingly complex and authoritarian global landscape.